adopt. When I was young, I decided that if I got married, and if I had children, adopt had. I grew up in the 1960s, and I could see the chaos the world was in. What got to me most was that there were so many children who needed home. I carried this with me through life. And eventually, I got married, had a son. The marriage, I didn't believe it for children. The idea of adoption came to mind. I was working in an educational office the first day I met my daughter. One day, a social worker with another woman came to the office with the cutest little girl I'd ever seen to register her for class. It just so happened this little girl was deaf. She was 2.5 years old and had cute little pigtails on either side of her head and such a curiosity about her. She only knew a few signs, basically no language exposure. You could see by the light in her eyes that she was very aware that she was subject of our discussion. Well, while we were waiting there, my supervisor, who was also deaf, came out of her office. She greeted the visitors, then walked past me and she started to find out more information about the little girl, her age, her race, that kind of thing. And I began questioning the social worker. I found out the little girl was 2.5. Free to adopt. It was biracial. Her mom was white. Her father was most likely black. I relayed this information to my supervisor, and she said thanks, but no thanks. And walked into her office. When it was too late for me, I was already cooked. I remember my first interaction with her. I had a box of chocolate teddy bears on my desk. Her eyes were fixed on me, so I just wanted her to come on over. After getting approval from her foster mother, she got up and walked fearlessly to my desk with the biggest smile I've ever seen on her little face and held out her hand. Her foster mother offered her to sign, "Cookie, please," and she did. I lowered the box and she could and get a cookie herself. She picked up a little handful, but she turned to go back and sit down to her foster mother, which then prompted her to sign. It was that moment that I started, okay, I want to adopt. I started asking social work questions like, can a single mom adopt? Do I have to own a house? What kind of expenses are involved? That kind of thing. Patiently, and answered my question. Then she looked up at me and she asked, so when do you want to come in and fill in the form? I shall reply next week. I set up an appointment in there. The following week, I went to the Department of Social Services. The social worker gave me a folder and asked me to read the profile on the little girl. I noticed the Hebrew issue right away and told the social worker that that was typical for deaf children due to lack of communication, which leads to frustration. The relationship that they have expressed this in behavior. Once the communication needs are addressed, she received behaviors lesson 2. She asked me if I was interested, and I replied, well, of course. Okay. And I started the paperwork. At this point, I hadn't realized that there was a national subject for parents for her. Now I thought, well, I understand that's because I was a single parent living in an apartment with references, background, and everything else was checked. I was approved. I'll never forget the first and actually only home visit we had. First, let me explain the process. When you have 2 supervised visits in the foster home, followed 2 to 3 unsupervised visits. If all goes well, then an overnight is scheduled, which gradually progresses to moving in as a foster adopt situation. During the first visit, of course, I was nervous, but no, actually it wasn't. She was the youngest of 5 babies, including 2 natural, the foster parents. I sat on the couch watching the boss all those little kids on the room. Then she came towards me, flashed this cute little smile, sat next to me on the couch, and then put it away from me. She then pulled her legs up on the couch and rested them squarely on my lap. Laid her head down as if to say, "This is my home." I love children with attitude.